Out to Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. Partly to mostly cloudy skies today and tonight. An increasing chance of showers this afternoon and tonight. The high today very close to 60, and the low tonight about 45 to 50. A blend of sun and clouds Saturday around 65. Chance of showers Saturday night. Sunday clouds and showers and the high around 60. Your life, your music, we're KLEK 102.5 FM.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. At least 11 people have died after Hurricane Michael plowed through coastal Florida. At least 35 people are confirmed dead after a mudslide in the east of Uganda. Downing Street says Theresa May would never agree to a backstop of the UK remaining in a permanent customs union with the EU. And the Queen's granddaughter, Princess Eugenie, has married Jack Brooksbank in the English town of Windsor in the year's second royal wedding.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Quabila Jones, and my special guest for part one of today is Mr. Adrian Everett from First Baptist Church. And I know it says DeAngelis on the description, but she couldn't make it today. So we're going to keep it going and talk about the Community Fall Festival coming up on October 20th, which is it next Saturday?
Next Saturday, Miss Quabila.
All right, so let's get right into the details. I love all things community and festival put together. Fall is my favorite season. So what can everyone expect when they come out to this festival?
So the Community Fall Festival this year, it'll be on October the 20th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Parker Park Community Center. That address is 1506 North Church Street. If you turn off of Johnson on to right on Main Street, it runs into Church Street, and it's the big community center. I would say about a half a mile down the road on the right-hand side. And so the Fall Festival this year, it incorporates 6 different churches. The First Baptist Church at 700 Kitchen Street with Pastor Curtis Wilson. We also have St. Paul Baptist Church with Reverend Perry Jackson. We have New St. John Baptist Church with Dr. Shannon Lewis. Okay. New Life Empowerment Ministries with Dr. Greg Oda. We have Bethesda Healing and Worship Center with Reverend Kenneth Thomas. And then we have New Mount Zion with Reverend Ray Scales that are partnering. And so those are the 6 churches that we have partnering this year for the Community Festival. This year we will have over 30 groups that'll have booths offering resources from the community. We'll have actual health screenings from St. Bernard Healthcare Team. We'll have multiple hay rides this year. Oh, wow. Right now we have 4 hay rides that'll be going. We'll have inflatables from the Spacewalk of Jonesboro team. We'll also have the game bus from them. We've got pizza donated, over 1,000 slices of pizza. That's amazing. Hot dogs from the Jonesboro Police Department, along with H2Q. Barbecue and catering that's donated hot dogs, and Big A's Southern Barbecue donated hot dogs as well. And then we'll have plenty of games, lots of prizes. We'll have the Jonesboro Fire Department that'll be there showcasing their truck, and some members of the Jonesboro Police Department should have a table there as well. Okay. This year we've also added a motivational speaker, Mr. Darius Donaway, who's a former ASU football player. He'll be sharing the gospel on that day. and this is a new thing that we're added. So hopefully, some people come out and get saved possibly,
All right.
while having fun and enjoying the food and getting all the resources.
All right. I've had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Darius. He and Jabari were part of a show that I did last year, and they were amazing. They're a dynamic duo, and I know they're great on their own as well.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to hear what he has, the message he has for the community on that day. And I see that this is your second annual one.
Uh-huh.
So do you feel that, even though it hasn't happened yet, the participation that the confirmations you received, do you feel like it has grown since last year?
Definitely. Last year we had 5 churches, and we hosted it at First Baptist Church. There outside and on our own parking lot and across the street. And so we were, wanting to incorporate more churches, and so we grew by an additional church this year. And hopefully we can continue to grow it, partnering with different organizations to, make it definitely bigger and more community oriented each year. And as far as the resources, definitely that's growing.
Okay.
Last year we had NEA that set up an information table, and then all of the churches just had like different games there. And then we had the inflatables last year and some food and like one hayride. But this year we just sent out a ton of letters requesting different groups. Miss Amberly Knowlton Hayes, she had worked with a lot of the different community groups, and so she reached out. And then everyone that was on the committee this year reached out to different contacts that they had. And I think, like I said, we'll be closer to having about 30 different booths.
Wow.
From healthcare to daycares. The Jonesboro Public School Pre-K Center, they'll be there. They actually called a couple days ago. They have some openings. Possibly, I talked to a guy early this morning. We'll have some like insurance groups there, sharing about opportunities for insurance, life insurance, and things like that, because we know that's definitely needed in our community, and a lot of our people, don't have that, life insurance and things like that. So we'll have those groups there sharing information. And so, there's going to be a ton. We'll have KLEK there playing the radio.
Okay.
And so we're looking forward to that, sharing the music. We'll have, we've had sponsors from Lost Pizza, Papa John's, KLEK, Life Strategies, Counseling Incorporated, the Arkansas State University Office of Diversity and Community Engagement, St. Bernard's Healthcare, the City of Jonesboro, Big A Southern Barbecue and More, the U-Haul Moving and Storage of Jonesboro, Pizza Hut, Walmart Neighborhood Markets, Pizza Works, Larry's Pizza, H2 Barbecue and Catering, the Jonesboro Police Department DARE, the Bill's Fresh Market, and ASU College of Agriculture Forum, and then the Craighead County Judge Office. They've all donated some things or given us trailers and different things for free, or donated food or pizza or money to just help this all be a free event.
Free. Who can be free?
Everyone that calls, they're like, is there a booth rental? I'm like, no, we want to make, everything free for sure.
Okay.
So that's been great that, we've had donations from all these different places to make everything free.
Now, I just want to really encourage everyone to come out, because this is an opportunity to get to know your neighbor, not just your next door neighbor, down the street neighbor, but your neighbor within the city. We need to start fellowshipping and networking with each other and getting to know each other so that we can look out for each other. What better way to come to a community festival that is free? We cannot stress that enough.
Free.
And I just want to give a shout out to all of these amazing organizations and businesses that see the value in this event and want to do their part to support it. Now, of course, it's going to be a lot of fun stuff, but let's get down to the logistics. It's going to take some movers and shakers to make this happen.
Most definitely.
So let's talk about volunteers now. Are you still looking for
Yes,
volunteers?
we'll be accepting volunteers to the day of. We're going to start actually with setup on that day. We're asking all the volunteers to get there at least by 10 o'clock that morning. And so volunteers can, if they can get there by 10 o'clock, then that'll be great. Give us about 2 hours for setup time. And then we'll hopefully, finish up by, the event should be over by 3 o'clock. And so hopefully cleanup will be done by 5 o'clock as well. But we'll definitely need volunteers. If anyone wants to volunteer, they can send me an email or call me. Send me a text message because we'll definitely be accepting volunteers.
All right, so I want to say good morning to Miss DeAngelis who popped in on us. So,
Hey, D.
let me turn your mic on. So one more time, say it again.
Oh, good morning.
All
Good
right,
morning,
so-
Adrian Kalia.
And I want to say good morning to Minister Kevin Clark and everyone else who is tuned into our live feed. Okay, so Ms. DeAngelis, Mr. Adrian has given us some of the rundown. So, from your perspective, and give us some more about what's going to be happening at the Fall Festival. What do you hope people get out of it that attend?
Okay, well, I don't know what all Adrian has talked about, but no. But like I said, this is our third year Fall Festival. No, our second year Fall Festival, community-wise. But Adrian started himself 3 years ago when we came from First Baptist. So now I'm glad that he has made it where everybody can come together in the community, especially on the north side of Jonesboro. And let's turn something very positive for not only the kids, but the adults as well. And with all the events that we have going on, from games, door prizes, speakers, it's just good to see a lot of people just come together. And what was your question again on what's all going on?
What do you hope people get out of coming to?
Well, I hope we all get a positive energy. I hope we all get just a good fellowship overall. Because every time when people say something about the north side, it's always something negative. Or it's always something where it's not going to be a successful event because it's on the north side. But I have seen plenty of events happen on the north side. It's just that the fact that you just can't let negativity control everything. And so this event would definitely be a positive event, a fun event for everybody. And I'm just ready for it to come.
All right. Miss Jamira Prince says, hey, D'Angelo.
Hi, Jamira.
Jamira, I'm here too. All right. So, and I want to go back to your statement about, things being on the north side. In order for people to do better and rise up, and shake off those negative labels and the things that people try to say about the north side. I live on the north side, and I know there are wonderful people that live on that side. However, it takes organizations and other individuals that do have the power and the resources to pour back into the community to help encourage those people to rise up. So if we don't take care of our own, no one else will. And this is not to throw shade or anything at anyone else. However, we do recognize that side of town has a lag. And there are other people that say, what about this side and that side? Well,
we gotta worry about our side. And the crazy thing about it, like everybody always say, it's a church on every corner of the north side of Jonesboro. And I have been living on the north side of Jonesboro. I've been here 9 years.
Okay.
Out of those 9 years, I have lived on the north side for 7.
Okay.
So when you see that, I'm not saying that it's just the church people that the only people that has to help, but we have to start somewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
And like I say, I don't understand why the north side gets so much negativity. But we ready to turn around.
That's a whole discussion.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but it's not as bad as people make it.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not that. So,
and people wanted to touch on was crime. There's crime everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, it's not just
it can
it's
happen
everywhere.
anywhere.
So that should not hinder anyone, especially organizations that are service-based, from hosting events that bring people out and shine a positive light on our community. And I just, again, want to say thank you to the other organizations that are not situated on the north side that are coming together to help support you in your efforts to bring the community together as well.
And then it also helps because it's a lot of organizations I didn't know that Jonesboro had, especially a lot of black organizations too.
Okay.
It helps because you wouldn't think that you can get some information or some help because you don't know what's really out there. And so for us to just team up with everybody, even the like sororities and fraternities, but it's like it's other organizations like is it Futures for Felonies? I never knew about that organization. It's coming up. It's the Hidden Stars?
Hidden Stars.
Didn't know too much about that until we had a girls retreat. Like, so I'm kind of happy that all these, organizations are coming because our young kids need that.
Yes, ma'am.
And even the adults.
Yeah,
as well.
adults. Yeah, we need that. And like I said, I love being around kids. So just knowing what's all coming to this event next weekend, I'm very excited to see it. I'll be at the photo booth, but I'll be looking around. I love just taking the pictures and staying lay low, but I just can't wait to see who's all going to be there.
And our goal with the photo booth, as Dee mentioned, is that'll be another take-home item. We're hoping to give, maybe family photos, little family photos. Because, I just think, a lot of time our kids are just used to Halloween and the candy, but I'm big about, bringing families together and just having those memories and things like that. So I think that's very key that, hopefully we can give them the little small photos to take home. And, kids are proud of those things of, taking those with siblings and parents and things like that.
So will it be like the
hopefully it's a little...
It's like a portrait. Like, how back in the day with the old cameras, you just snap your prints out right there. So we're going to do that.
Like a Polaroid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're taking it back a little bit.
Look at the young people. I'm the oldest one in the room.
I remember it though. So that'll be one of the booths that we'll have with First Baptist is the photo booth. And there's different games that each church we've asked to have a game. Okay. And each of the vendors we've asked to have a game as well as prizes. So there'll be opportunities to win prizes throughout the whole day.
All right.
And have fun and eat pizza and listen a little to the gospel as well.
So let's you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5. And then we're speaking with Mr. Adrian Everett and Ms. DeAngelis Bullard from First Baptist Church talking about the Community Fall Festival. I want to go back and talk about you mentioned vendors, and so I know you probably have too many to just name off now.
But it's a lot. We have I know Alpha Kappa Alpha Delta Sigma Theta. Alpha Phi Alpha, I know those three Greeks for sure. Their alumni, graduate chapters will have different booths setting up things.
Okay.
All of the churches that I mentioned earlier, First Baptist, St. Paul, New St. John, New Life Empowerment, New Mount Zion, Bethesda Healing and Worship Center, they'll all have booths as well. The Family Ties with Miss Cox, they'll have a booth. The Jonesboro Pre-K Center will have a booth talking about the openings that they have. There's at least 4 or 5 different financial resources that'll have booths. And so it's a lot of definitely other resources from within the community that'll have booths as well.
All right. And one thing I want to highlight about the vendors, most of these are local, minority owned, so we need to also support our own, especially small businesses. These individuals that run small businesses pour their money right back into the community, because let's just talk about some of the barbecue places. You all, again, whatever money you earn from whatever other things you do, you pour right back into events just like this.
We're always looking to help the community out, most definitely. Mr. Patrick Hilson and Mr. Victor Hill, when I asked them right away about, hey, they can't be there because they have, an event of their own that day, but when I asked them about, donating the popsicles that was such a hot item at the last back to school, I was like, man, we need those popsicles again. So Patrick and Mr. Hill have volunteered to donate, the popsicles again, as well as, hot dogs, because we know everyone loves hot dogs, and we tried something different. Instead of having burgers, we want to do pizza, because every kid likes pizza.
Yeah. Adults like pizza.
Adults too. And so we got a huge amount of donations. I think it was about 70 donated large pizzas from the different places. The main two that were donating like 30 a piece were Lost Pizza and Papa John Pizza.
Wow.
So they even gave us a special rate on the additional pizzas that we wanted to purchase.
That's amazing.
So those two are definitely they're the top two sponsors, hands down.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to encourage everyone to please come out to this event. And we want to make it so great that, everyone is looking forward to the next year,
Sure.
next year. This becomes a pinpointed event in the community along with other community events.
Yes.
I would love to see more and more organized unity. I mean, there's enough room for all of us to operate,
definitely.
and it's enough room for all of us to work together and for this to grow. And other people want to host events on their side of town, please go for it.
Right.
If someone hosts something off of Ray Street,
Let
if
us
I'm
know.
available, I'll be
I
there
know.
to
Let
help
us know.
I mean,
Yes.
And that's one of the things the Jonesboro Neighborhood Leadership Program that I was a part of. We had some neighborhood associations come out to it, and I mentioned to them, please share this event with their neighborhood association, because we want all of Jonesboro to come out to it. Even though it's set up at Parker Park, we want all of Jonesboro to be a part of this event.
all right, I want to say good morning to Miss Sandra Combs and Miss Bethany Hill, who says good morning.
Miss
Hey,
Combs.
Miss Combs and B.
And to Miss Chelsea Chapman, working hard in the city of Jonesboro.
It's always there,
Hey,
Chelsea.
Miss Chelsea.
All right, so we're about to wrap up, and so before we end, I want you all to give your statement of encouraging people to come on out and some final words you want to share.
So I would say, Community Fall Festival next Saturday, October the 20th, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Parker Park Community Center, 1506 North Church Street. We'll have activities for every person, no matter race, color, age. From babies all the way to up to 100 plus years old. Come out. We'll have health screenings and everything for
Yeah,
you
come
guys.
see us, you guys.
And I'll be there. I'll be working the table, so you'll see me when you walk in.
All right.
I'm doing something low key, but I'll be there.
Oh, she'll be very important.
She's saying that now. Look.
All right, we want to thank you all for stopping by, and I want everyone out there to stay tuned for part 2 of Community Conversations. Miss Raina Todd from Arkansas State University Multicultural Center, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.